I am super excited about this. This is the Eachine VTX03 from Banggood. It is a 25, 50, 200 milliwatt, 72 channel VTX, and it is tiny. I mean, this is, compared to my thumb, this thing is tiny. Like, it's basically the back of like those tiny whoop cameras and stuff. And it comes with a UFL connector with a linear antenna. So I'm super excited about this. I want to see how it works. And so I've got one hooked up to one of my quads. You can see that I've got this mounted up on my Drone Eclipse Shiv. This is one of my freestyle and testing quads. This is my freestyle quad, and I use it for testing. And I've got that little antenna just zip tied right here to the back of the quad here. And the VTX is just mounted in there on the bottom. And the push button for it is right there. You can see it on the top of the LCD there. I am not sure how well this antenna is going to work, but because it's a UFL connector, you can get adapters that will allow you to convert UFL to the standard SMA cables that we're used to with antennas, and you could run a pigtail to whatever you want. Or you can use the one that comes with it in the box. So I only have this, and I don't want to wait to make the video until I get the right adapters to put on a different antenna. So I'm going to do a control with just one of the standard Fat Shark dipole, or standard antennas that come with all of your gear. So this is a 5.8 antenna hooked up to the TBS Unify running on 200 milliwatt mode, and here we have the standard antenna that comes with this thing hooked up to the VTX running on 200 milliwatt mode. Just in case you're not aware, it's this antenna type here. I have another one right here. It's the same thing as that antenna under the hood. This one has a little heat shrink on it already. So they're basically the same antenna. So we're gonna run a control with this one and then switch over to this guy and run it. And we'll do a little bit of flying out over here in the front yard. I'm gonna try to go around the house, which I can usually do with a circular polarized antenna, and we'll just get some DVR and see what happens. So just again, really quick, that was a TBS Unify with the standard antenna, the same antenna that we're running on the other quad. Made it all the way around the house, made it down the street a good distance. As soon as I turned around, it got a little sketchy, but it's not amazing video, but it's totally tolerable. So now we're gonna switch over to this other VTX with its antenna, the same antenna, or same type of antenna anyway, and see how it does. So yeah, that looked pretty good to me. The second antenna on the VTX seemed to do just about as good of a job until we got way down the street. But keep in mind, I'm standing here facing this way with the circular polarized antenna on my head, and I probably was doing this. So I'm back behind myself way over there, kind of through the house, through the car, through some trees, through another house, and so I kind of lost video on the way back as soon as I turned around. I mean, look how horribly this antenna is mounted the way I have it right now, and that's just due to my laziness. You can see that it's just zip tied really low on the frame, and so, like for example, when we were coming back down the street, what was happening was that as soon as we turned around, now there's GoPro battery and carbon fiber frame in the way of that antenna, which is back there on the back of the quad. So it's you know, we'll have to do more extensive testing. But when I was here in the yard, when I was out in the back, all of that was pretty solid video. So I guess now that we've done the 2 linear antennas, let's compare that to a Unify with a Fox ear antenna, or how about an AX2i from Lumineer. I'm going to hook it up to this quad. We'll do another quick flight with it and see how that looks now. Again, for this final flight, we're running the Lumineer AX2i or AXI2 or XE or whatever it's called. Again, on a TBS Unify running 200 milliwatts, comparing the circular polarized antenna against the 2 linears that we were just running. Like I said, I just wanted to do a quick video kind of demonstrating how awesome I think this little VTX is. I am super pumped about it. Oh yeah, I forgot about the best part. This thing, it costs $12. $12. The Unify costs like 50 if you have the version, this high voltage version. So, you know, keep that in mind when you're considering that, you know, for a $12 VTX, it's pretty much keeping up with $50 VTX. Yeah, just another quick look at some products that I'm excited about. I've been Paul. This has been the Eachine VTX03, and stay flying.